Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is Whipping It Up with Kitchen Nettie. I'm Nettie, and today I'm going to cook something up for you that is kind of special to me because whenever I would go see my mom when she moved back to Louisiana, this is what she would always cook for breakfast. And it is smothered pork chops with grits and gravy. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. I know everyone does things a little different, so I hope you enjoy mine. So let's get cooking. I've got my pork chops here. I've already got them washed. Sam's had a nice sale on pork chops today, so they're a little thicker than I would normally smother. So we're going to see what we can get done here, okay? Let's get them all seasoned up. I'm usually pretty simple with my seasoning so that I can pretty much get the flavor of the meat a little bit better. Let me get my grease on so I can get my pork chops fried up. Alright, let's get them seasoned up. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of, I guess it's chicken seasoning. It's kind of a mix. Chicken seasoning, a little bit of Slap Your Mama seasoning, and a little bit of lemon pepper. Okay, maybe like a quarter tablespoon of each. Get it all seasoned up on both sides. I don't usually add salt because there's salt in the seasoning. So I'm going to get that all done. And I'm using the tray that comes with the meat because that's, like I said, that's how my mama did it. So that's how I'm going to do it. That tray comes in handy. Make sure you get that seasoned all on the bone, all on the fat. Because later, you're going to be looking for it. I don't want to lose any of this. Make sure I got enough to go around. Alright, I'll be back here in just a second. I've got to get my flour. I've got a little bit of that seasoned flour inside the seasoning mix in with my flour. Okay. The oil is not quite hot enough. Turn it up just a little bit. It's almost there. And also today I'm going to be doing some gravy for you. Red eye gravy. That's what my mom always made, red eye gravy. But I think my red eye gravy is going to be a little bit different than most people's red eye gravy, or most people's idea of red eye gravy. I think again, everyone's different. Maybe it just depends on where you're from. Okay, I'm going to flour these pork chops, pretty generous. I'm going to try not to cook them all the way through because they got to cook in with that gravy. Yep. Wasn't quite hot enough. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Alright, we got that grease coming up to proper temperature there. And pork chops fried up. I like the cast iron skillet that keeps everything, all the temperature nice and even. Like I said, these babies are pretty thick. I don't usually smother them so thick. Let them do their thing. Well, I've got that going. I'm going to go ahead and start on my gravy. I do my gravy a little bit different from everyone. I don't start with the cracklings. I just kind of start with, well, I don't start with the roux. I'll show you how I do it. Get my pot going. Take my water. Some of this flour. Put that in there. A little bit of my seasoning. And whip all that up together. So that way, by the time the pork chops get done, I'll already have some working, so it can just go right into the gravy. I pour that right into a pot. My favorite pot over here. I got a little salt. Add to that. And a little pepper. Get that in there. And we're going to let that go for a few. Okay. Instead of using regular, this is a soup base. I guess depends on where you are. I get it from Gordon's. It's kind of a creamy roasted chicken base. I do that also to start my gravy. Get a little flavor going. Get a fork. Get them flipping. Nice color on there. Just going to get some nice color on there. Get them cooked halfway through so they can finish what they need to do in the gravy. Okay. I'm going to show you what I'm doing over here with the gravy. Sorry, I have to move the camera over. Just want to show you what I got going in this pot here. See, I've got my water, I've got my seasoning, I got my flour, and I've got my soup base. So I am just whipping that together, okay? And I'm going to let that simmer for just a few minutes, okay? After it simmers for a few minutes and it gets a little thick, I'm going to taste it to see where my flavors are. Then I'm going to come back to that. Alright, pork chops, come on now. Taking your time. That's why I don't like to do them so fat. But the price on these were too good to pass up. Ooh, they're nice and tender. This one, looking pretty good. We can start taking these off. Put to the side. Second one in, third one, I guess, and get it all floured up. Get ready to go. All right. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go in with my hands. I was trying not to get my hands dirty again, but hey, I'm going to have to get dirty. I got to get a little brown on that one. Make it a little bit prettier. A little prettier. I'm going to put a little onion powder I stopped using onions in my gravy because one of my sons doesn't like to see the onions. So I kind of sneak in the flavor with the onion powder. So I stopped years ago. So that was, I guess, about a quarter teaspoon of onion powder. I'm kind of one of those cooks that measures as I go. So I'm trying to get some measuring for you guys. I'm going to write that down for you. Okay, I'm just stirring up the gravy over here, trying to get that soup base that I put in there a little bit more incorporated. Okay? I'm trying to bring that up to a boil so I can get it tasted. Okay? Rotate this other pork chop out. Keep it going. That. No time to play. All right. Alright, again, I'm going to move this for you so you can see how this gravy is coming along. Alright. We get my spoon here. Give it a taste. Oh, good. Right where it should be at this time. Right where it should be. Hey guys, this is what I had to do. I was looking at the little bit of gravy that I had cooking over there and all these pork chops I had, so I knew I had to do something else. So I just again whipped up what I had done before. Flour, water, seasoning. It's a little bit more so I can add it to what I already have. Kind of build it up a little bit. So I like to season in layers. Since I already got that layer where I want it, now I've got to add some more to it. I've got to bring both those layers together. Let me bring this over so you can watch what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm kind of a novice with this camera action. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to let it set for a second. Whip it on in there. Get this spoon rinsed. Just a little bit more soup base because I don't want it to get too salty. I just want this to be just right where it was before. I'm just trying to bring it back to that level. Okay, go back to these pork chops. Do a couple more there. Okay. Should leave it on that gravy so you can see what that gravy's doing. You already know what's going on with the pork chops, so they're just getting it done. Almost there. In a minute, I'm going to start putting my pork chops in my gravy. I got one more step to go. I know you see me using my hands, but I keep them nice and clean. Alright, now, look, that gravy is nice and thick. I want to thin it out some though. First, I gotta taste it. Just getting a little bit more water so I can bring up that gravy up to the right level. Bring it up to the right level. Let me give it a taste. Look at that. Lordy, lordy. Oh yeah. See how it's bubbling up there? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's just smack your lips kind of gravy. Add a little bit more water to that. I wanted to do that at the correct level. That's what I wanted to do. And whisk that in. Then I'm going to add in my coffee. And that's like half a cup. Okay? That's where my red-eye gravy comes in. That's how my mama made it. I see a lot of people do their red-eye gravy a little bit different. But this is how my mama does her red-eye gravy. That's it right there. I'm going to let that simmer for a few minutes, and I'm going to test it again. Let me check it out. Let it simmer a little bit more. I think it needs a little something, but I'm not sure what yet. So we got everything else in there already. We got the flour, we got the seasoning, we got the soup base, and we got the extra, we got the coffee in there. I think it just needs a little bit more flour. Oh, and we also have the onion powder in there. Got the onion powder. I'm not putting anything different in there than I already have in there. Nothing different. Put a little bit more flour in there. I put that flour in there. I didn't have it mixed with anything, but I'm going to whip it in there and make sure I get it incorporated right. I don't want that to be any lumps and bumps in my gravy. I want it to be nice and smooth. I might have just messed it up, y'all. I might have just messed it up. It's going to bounce itself back, though. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let that pop up just a couple minutes. I'm going to finish doing these pork chops, and I'll be back. Guys, ready to finish this up. Now, pork chops are just about done. I did not add anything else to the powdered gravy. But, see, it's come to a boil again. I'm going to taste it again. It's right there. Now, I'm not concerned about it being a little thin because I still had to put those pork chops in there. And they've got the flour on there. It's being fried. Look at that. And that's what's going to take it all the way. All the way to the end. Shouldn't have to add anything else to this. These babies are just going to smother. Smother their life away. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh. Couple more still. Look at that. I'm telling you. That cell was just too good to be true. Thank God I'm not going to eat all these myself. I got a growing boy in there. He's been growing for a long time, but he's going to take care of that. I don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about it. Okay guys, so I'm going to let these smother up for like another 25 minutes. And we're going to come back. I'm going to show you the finished product. Alright, we're going to have smothered pork chops, grits, gravy, and biscuits, just like my mama used to do. Ready to finish this off. Took about 45 minutes because these pork chops were fat, fat, fat. Alright, now we're going to plate it up. Alright. Let's see if I can get... Alright, this plate in here. Look how tender that is. Look at that, falling apart. One. And two. Look at that. Get some grits. How creamy those grits are. I got another video for you. I've already done. So you know how to get those grits done, nice and creamy like that. Look at that gravy. Look at that gravy. Got a couple biscuits to go on there. Alright. There you have it. My mama's favorite breakfast that she liked to do. Smothered pork chops, grits and gravy with a couple of biscuits on there. Okay? This is Whipping It Up with Kitchen Nettie. Food for the soul. I'm Nettie. And if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.